You know, growing up, the question I always wondered in the back of my head, how did you become a successful person? And there's a list of questions that actually go with this big question that I'm willing to answer today in my experience, in my opinion. And those list of questions is what is success? What does success mean to you? How does success look to you? How does success sound to you? And what does success look like to you? And in my experience of life, I've always judged my success off what others have achieved. And with doing that, you never really find your true definition of what success is to you and how you become successful. And, you know, just just growing up, looking at others, comparing myself to others, always competing as an athlete, you always judge your success if you always hit that number one spot, that number one podium. And you judge your success off that, or either success looks like the person with the gold medal, or success looks like the person that's driving the Bugatti. But success can have many looks. Success doesn't just have one look. Success just doesn't look like one thing, or just doesn't sound like one thing. And how do you become successful? That's the question. That's the big title. Everybody wants to become successful. How do you do it? And I believe you become successful through hard work, suffering, pain, the agony of defeat, and the agony of stress. And you guys are like, this guy sounds crazy. But listen, give me a second. Before you click off the video, give me a second. You have to think, does a plant always start off with the root sticking, with the stem sticking out the ground? No. A plant starts off just as a seed and the dirt is covering it. And you can barely see the light. But you have to keep watering that plant for it to grow, right? And you have to be patient with yourself. Well, while you're being patient with yourself, things happen. The seed may get blown away. Things just may happen. And I view that as humans' life. Like I view that as a person's life. Plants and humans have things in similar. It takes time for us to grow. We need to water ourselves. We need to, all that good stuff. You guys know photosynthesis. You learned that in school. But but in order to become successful, you must fail. You must have stress. You must have pain. You must have the pain of defeat. Because if you don't have that pain of defeat and that failure, how do you know what success really looks like? How do you determine what success is for you? You don't know. And how do you become successful? You basically take that risk. You take that risk on whatever dream or goal or vision that you have on yourself. And why a lot of us don't end up taking that risk and becoming successful, or why people take that risk and they don't become successful, it's because they're always looking at somebody else's journey and they're comparing their journey to another person's journey. And they're like, well, I'm not as far as him. I need to go harder. Now, if you have the mental capability to, look at somebody else and be like, okay, I need to go harder, and it does not affect you, go ahead and do that. But a lot of us really judge our success off others when we need to look at the small wins in our life. And that's how you become successful. You take the small wins in life and you celebrate them, but you go even harder to achieve more small wins. And then it's like a snowball effect. You just keep winning, you keep winning. And then losing becomes so hard that it's easy to win. And now you're just like, how am I doing this? But how do you become successful? That's the question. Let's go back to that question. The first step is you need to do some self-evaluating. You do some self-evaluation and you figure out what you're doing wrong, how you've been doing it wrong, and how you can flip it and do it right. Now, that is harder than what it sounds. Self-evaluating is harder than what it sounds. And my advice to you guys is take some time to sit by yourself, meditate, and actually evaluate your life and what you want to do with your life and what you can do to better your life. And that takes time. That may take months, that may take years, but take your journey to do that, because the quicker you do that, the better off you'll be and the better off you'll grow and the quicker you'll become successful. That's the first step. And a lot of people miss that first step. Don't forget, the first step is evaluating yourself. Now, the second step is just as important, because you need step one to do step two. Step two is write down small goals within yourself that you can do. Don't go out there and write a goal of, oh, I'm gonna get $1 million, and you don't even have a job yet, or you don't even have a plan to get $1 million. Your second step is, after you self-evaluate yourself, go write down some small goals that you can go do within yourself. Like, for an example, stop vaping, stop smoking weed, and flip those habits into stop vaping and stop smoking weed into reading books or going for a run or going to the gym. Now you're winning small wins. Now you're getting small wins within yourself, and you're building trust within yourself. And now your body knows, your mind knows that when you say something, you're actually going to do it. A lot of us say things that we're going to do and we don't stick to it. And that's why we're scared to take the risk, because we don't have trust within ourselves. And trust within yourself is a big thing, because if you don't have trust within yourself, how do you expect to win? How do you expect to become successful when you don't even trust yourself? How are you gonna trust somebody else to help you become successful? You can't make somebody else. You can't put that job on somebody else. That's your job to become successful. Now, step 3, you need step 2 to for step 3. Now, step 3, after you're done with step 1, self-evaluating yourself. After you're done with step 2, setting small wins and getting those small wins. Now it's time for step 3, doing some things to put in action. If you don't have a job, go get a job. And if you do have a job, it's time to start learning how to budget. It's time to start learning how to, live reserved so you can live free in the future. But also step 3 is also about finding your dream, finding your passion. And you go back to step 1. You don't go back completely to step 1, but in step 1, if you evaluated yourself right, you would know what your dream is. You'll know what you want to do. And in step 3, it's time to take action into that plan. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start making content. If you want to do drop shipping, you'll learn about drop shipping. If you want to do SMMA, you'll learn about SMMA. And when you start learning about these things, you want to save a good amount of your money from your job, so when it's time to actually take action, you have that money to fund your dream. And I just want to let you guys know this. It is not nobody else's responsibility to fund your dream other than yourself. I believe that this is your dream, your vision God gave you, and you have to figure out a way to fund it. And you guys can't get frustrated if you don't have the money. You guys can't shut down and be like, oh, my life can't get any worse. You have to stick through that storm and figure it out, like all of us are doing right now. And if you don't do that, you're not going to be successful. And that's the truth of the matter. You're going to be weak, you're going to quit, and you're just going to be a nobody. And you're going to live a normal 9 to 5, and basically you're going to be in a rat race your whole life. And if you want to learn more about the rat race, go read Rich Dad Poor Dad. He'll tell you all about it. And you could be one of those groupies that said, oh, I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, but didn't apply it to their life. And that's what I suggest you guys do to become successful. Don't go out here and say, oh, I want $1 million if you can't even stop vaping. Don't say, oh, I want $1 million, and you guys can't even go out there and stop smoking weed. Don't say, I want $1 million or I'm gonna be a millionaire if you can't stop partying. You can't even live reserve right now. You don't even have trust within yourself to do this. So if you want to be successful, read books on how people became successful. Do some self-evaluation. Go work out. Go run. Don't be a fat ass and sit there and watch YouTube videos all day and don't take no action. I used to be that way. I'm not going to lie. I used to be a fat ass. I used to vape. I used to smoke weed. I used to do all that dumb, crazy shit. And it didn't lead me nowhere but in debt, fucked up in school, and fucked up my mind. And I'm telling you guys, don't do that shit, bro, because it fucks up your life, bro. And I'm not going to lie to you. The reason why I quit and I'm chasing my dream now is to inspire you guys. I want to show you guys what real success looks like, organic success, And my goal is to build a course to help you guys win. And I'm not going to even be charging for the course for the first couple of months. It's just going to see who wants to be successful, who wants to get help, and who cannot help. But you guys have to be able to take that first step and evaluate yourself. I can't want it for you guys. You guys got to want it for yourself. And that's what I've been taught. As bad as I want to see you guys succeed, I cannot want it for you more than you want it for yourself. And you have to get off your ass and go chase your dream. And it's up to you at the end of the day. Every day is you versus you, and it's up to you. So go out there and win, and I believe in you.